Have you ever noticed how some people enter your life just to cause problems? They drain your energy and leave trails of frustration, regret, and exhaustion. The worst part? Often you feel guilty for not helping even more. Today, we will reveal the 8 most dangerous types of people you should never help, types that can even harm your life without you noticing, and more. Do you want to know how to deal with them in a practical and effective way? Stay with me until the end, because today's revelations can transform the way you relate to the world. Comment here, "I choose to protect my energy and my relationships," if you are ready for this powerful transformation. Welcome. My name is Zej Araujo, and this is your space to learn, grow, and transform your relationships. Here at Spiritual Essence, we offer practical and powerful insights to help you live with more balance, clarity, and purpose. Before anything else, I want you to be part of this incredible community where we all seek mutual growth. We are not alone on this journey, and you deserve to be surrounded by people who share the same goal of transforming their lives for the better. So, take advantage now and subscribe to the channel, like this content, and turn on the bell to not miss anything. Now, I want to propose something to seal our commitment. Right here in the comments, I am part of this transformation. Declaring this is more than just typing a few words. It is a commitment to your growth, an important step to tell yourself that helping is a valuable virtue. But do you know when helping becomes a mistake? There is a limit between supporting someone out of empathy and being used unfairly. Many people hide their true intentions, and while you offer your hand, they ask for your whole arm. The secret to avoiding this destructive cycle is to clearly identify these 8 profiles and know exactly how to deal with them. Imagine this. You have the best intentions and try to be generous, but in the end, all you receive is disappointment, exhaustion, or even emotional harm. Has this ever happened to you? Knowing the signs of these people can literally save your emotional and mental health, preventing you from wasting your energy, your time, and even your peace. The bad news? These profiles are not rare. You probably encounter them daily and may not have noticed the impact they have on you. The good news? After this content, you will have total clarity to recognize them and avoid falling into these cycles. Prepare to learn how to protect your energy against those who only know how to take without ever giving anything in return. So, do you want to discover how these people can be harming your life without you realizing it? And more, do you want to know how to deal with them in a practical and effective way? Stay with me until the end, because today's revelations can transform the way you relate to the world. Comment here, "I choose to protect my energy and my relationships," if you are ready for this powerful transformation. Welcome, my name is Zej Araujo, and this is your space to learn, grow, and transform your relationships. Here at Spiritual Essence, we offer practical and powerful insights to help you live with more balance, clarity, and purpose. Before anything else, I want you to be part of this incredible community where we all seek mutual growth. We are not alone on this journey, and you deserve to be surrounded by people who share the same goal of transforming their lives for the better. So take advantage now and subscribe to the channel, like this content, and turn on the bell to not miss anything. Now, I want to propose something to seal our commitment, right here in the comments. I am part of this transformation. Declaring this is more than just typing a few words. It is a commitment to your growth, an important step to tell yourself that helping is a valuable virtue. But do you know when helping becomes a mistake? There is a limit between supporting someone out of empathy and being used unfairly. Many people hide their true intentions, and while you offer your hand, they ask for your whole arm. The secret to avoiding this destructive cycle is to clearly identify these 8 profiles and know exactly how to deal with them. Imagine this. You have the best intentions and try to be generous, but in the end, all you receive is disappointment, exhaustion, or even emotional harm. Has this ever happened to you? Knowing the signs of these people can literally save your emotional and mental health, preventing you from wasting your energy, your time, and even your peace. The bad news: these profiles are not rare. You probably encounter them daily and may not have noticed the impact they have on you. The good news: after this content, you will have total clarity to recognize them and avoid falling into these cycles. Prepare to learn how to protect your energy against those who only know how to take without ever giving anything in return. Helping others can be one of the best attitudes we can have as human beings. It is an act that reflects empathy, compassion, and the desire to make the world around us a better place. But like everything in life, there are times when helping can be a mistake, and the price for this can be very high. Some people simply do not reciprocate the help, or worse, end up harming you in the process. Doing this repeatedly can drain not only your emotional energy, but also your resources, time, and even your mental health. Often, these people do not even need to ask directly. They find subtle ways to manipulate, absorb, or control your generosity. Perhaps you try to justify their behaviors by thinking, maybe it's just a tough time, or I should be more understanding. But how far is it worth carrying the weight of something that is not yours? To avoid being sucked into these traps, the first step is to identify who these people are. There are clear patterns among those who see others' kindness as an unlimited resource. These personalities can emerge in any context, in the family environment, in the circle of friends, at work, or even in romantic relationships. And as challenging as it may be to realize this, learning to recognize these behaviors is an act of self-defense. Would you be able to recognize an energy vampire in your life, and that colleague who always seems to be a victim or full of excuses? And what about the ungrateful who never value what you do for them? Perhaps you even know someone like this, but you haven't realized the impact these attitudes can have on your life. The goal of this content is to help you break this cycle. Throughout this material, we will delve deeply into the 8 types of people you should never help. You will not only learn to identify each of these profiles, but also know practical strategies for dealing with these situations without guilt. The most powerful thing is that by doing this, you will be protecting yourself to invest your energy in people who really matter. Those who value your help and contribute to a cycle of reciprocity in your life. Now, let's delve deeper into the profiles that drain your energy and can cause more harm than benefits over time. Knowing and understanding how these people act is the first step to protecting your emotional health and preserving your boundaries. The so-called energy vampires are masters at sucking your mental and emotional energy. Whenever you interact with them, you seem to have lost all your strength, as if you were exhausted for no apparent reason. These people frequently bring only problems, complaints, and deep pessimism to the environment. They feed on attention, and even when you try to help them, it is never enough. They are eternal victims and turn any conversation into a session of lamentation. where everything revolves around what is bad in their lives. How to deal with them. Observe communications where you always come out tired. Do not fall into the trap of trying to solve their problems, because that is not what they are really looking for. Establish clear boundaries and, in critical moments, emotionally distance yourself. Your energy is limited and should be preserved for situations and people that really matter. Envy is one of the most treacherous characteristics we can find in someone. While you share your achievements expecting celebration or genuine joy, envious people see all your success as a threat or provocation. They may even pretend to be happy for you, but behind the scenes, they harbor negative feelings that often turn into emotional sabotage or passive-aggressive attitudes. Imagine you received a promotion at work and confided this to a friend or colleague. Instead of congratulations, you feel a strange atmosphere, little jokes, or unnecessary comments. People like this can harm your confidence or even spread negative words, all to minimize your shine. How to deal with them. Be discreet with your achievements and plans. Not everyone deserves to know about your victories. Share your successes with those you are sure are cheering for you, and when you sense the energy of envy, avoid direct confrontations. Just limit contact and the information you expose. Manipulators know exactly how to use your goodwill to achieve personal goals. They are sophisticated in making their actions seem good, but in reality, they are always designed to benefit themselves. These people are skilled at provoking guilt, distorting conversations, and knocking you off your emotional axis, making it seem that helping them is not only essential, but also your obligation. How to deal with them. Be assertive and firm in your decisions. When there is something that seems strange or forced, ask yourself, would this person do the same for me? Have clarity about the limits of your generosity. Do not allow emotional games to direct your actions. Ungrateful people have an especially frustrating behavior. You can offer your best, time, resources, emotional support, and not receive a thank you. Even worse, many of them will continue demanding more, as if everything you offer were your obligation. This not only devalues your effort, but creates a cycle where they become increasingly dependent and you feel less appreciated. How to deal with them. Practice saying no with elegance. Recognize that gratitude is a two-way street, and if there is no reciprocity, you are being exploited. Limit your help to situations that really matter and focus on people who demonstrate genuine recognition. Lazy people avoid any form of effort or responsibility, frequently justifying their lack of action with creative excuses. It is common for these people to try to hitch a ride on the efforts of others, which inevitably overloads those around them. You may feel that you are constantly running after things for them, always looking for solutions that they themselves should strive to find. How to deal with them. Do not carry the weight that is not yours. Encourage small steps of proactivity, but if you do not see changes, remove yourself from the equation. Remember, each person must be responsible for their own choices and actions. Irresponsible people live by avoiding any real consequences. Whenever something goes wrong, they quickly find a culprit, and often it is you. These people put others in difficult situations, and when they need to deal with the result of their own choices, they dodge. How to deal with them. Do not absorb responsibilities that are not yours. Encourage self-protection and reflection on the consequences of their actions, but make it clear that they need to deal with their own mistakes. Be firm in delimiting your position. These people can find defects in absolutely everything. For them, nothing is sufficiently good, and their criticisms are never constructive. They feed on negativity, projecting their own insecurities onto others. When you live with the eternal critics, you begin to doubt your own choices, question your value, or even feel incapable. How to deal with them? Do not internalize the opinions of chronic critics. Remember that their words reflect more about them than about you. Reinforce your emotional well-being and limit interactions, especially when you feel that destructive criticisms are affecting you. Narcissists have an exaggeratedly inflated view of themselves and behave as if the universe revolves around them. Their conversations revolve only around their own achievements, and often they do not even notice the emotional existence or the needs of others. Even more dangerous is that instead of helping, they often belittle the efforts of those around them. How to deal with them: validate positive behaviors and ignore the negative ones. Do not fall into the trap of being stuck in conversations where your role is only to praise their ego. Be direct and change the focus whenever necessary. Avoid investing too much energy in one-sided relationships. These 8 profiles have something in common. They demand a lot from you, but deliver little or nothing in return. The decision of who deserves your energy is in your hands. Often saying no is more than an act of self-preservation. It is a gesture of self-love. Let's delve even deeper into these behaviors, bringing practical examples and reflections so that you can clearly identify these profiles in your daily life. This is not just theoretical content. Each insight here can be the difference between maintaining your peace or continuing to open doors for people who drain your energy. Imagine you are having a quiet day, and suddenly you receive a call. On the other end of the line is that person who only knows how to complain. They unload a pile of problems, and before you know it, you are emotionally drained. Energy vampires are not interested in solutions. They want your full attention as an infinite source of energy. You probably thought of someone now, didn't you? To protect your energy, take the reins of the conversation. Be kind but direct. Show empathy, but limit the time spent shedding light on the person's problems. And if necessary, say, "Unfortunately, I can't help you with this right now. I think it's better to look for solutions to improve this situation." This simple phrase shows that you are willing to help, but not at the expense of your well-being. Comment now: "I save my energy for those who really matter," to reinforce that you are committed to your priorities. Envious people have a particular skill in minimizing your achievements. They make insinuations, give looks, or use phrases like, "You only achieved this because you were lucky." Think about how this erodes confidence in your own accomplishments. The envy of others can become a barrier to sharing good news, as instead of celebration, you receive resistance. Now take a deep breath and remember, success bothers those who do not feel good about their own lives. Do not fear the judgment of the envious. Keep your confidence intact and preferably share your victories only with people who really add to your journey. To deal with envious people, the secret is not to feed the competition. Avoid confrontations and keep the focus on those who truly value you. Comment, "I shine with my own light. No one dims my brilliance," to affirm your power and self-confidence. Manipulators are strategists. They know how to touch exactly the weak point of those around them, using arguments that make you question your decisions. Imagine a friend who, whenever they want something, uses phrases like, "If you really knew me, You would know I need this. Does that sound familiar? This type of approach can leave you involved in patterns of guilt, further complicating the situation. To escape this web, practice saying no with empathy. For example, I understand that this is important to you, but at this moment I cannot help. This reinforces that you care, but you will not give up yourself to meet the expectations of others. Free yourself from this game. Those who truly respect you do not put you in uncomfortable situations. Comment here, I am the master of my choices, to reaffirm that your emotional strength is in your hands. Perhaps one of the most demotivating experiences is helping someone and realizing that the person does not even thank you. Instead, they come back with new demands, making it seem like what you did was never enough. You feel like you are spending energy on a bottomless bag. Here is the key. Ingratitude reflects more on the other person than on you. Learn to recognize the limits between generosity and self-preservation. When helping someone, listen to your intuition. If you feel that the person does not value what you do, reevaluate. Your time and resources are precious and should be invested in those who genuinely appreciate them. Comment, I help those who value my actions, to affirm that you respect your own effort. Laziness can be disguised under an infinity of excuses. I wanted to, but there was no time, or I don't have the same opportunities as you. But what is really happening? These people avoid effort at any cost, while using your generosity as an escape to face their own situation. To deal with lazy people, encourage responsibility. For example, say, I will help you, but only if you take the first step on your own. This way, you reinforce that the action must come from them, not from you. Remember, helping without being accompanied by commitment can hinder more than contribute. Comment here, I support those who act and not those who wait, as a reminder that there is only transformation when there is initiative. Irresponsible people have a striking characteristic. They avoid any accountability. There is always a culprit who is not them for any problem. Imagine a colleague who constantly leaves tasks unfinished and blames you, or a family member who ignores promises and still accuses others of bad intentions. If you find yourself involved with these people, the solution is to stop absorbing the blame. Be clear. I understand that this is difficult, but this is a problem that you need to solve. This simple attitude returns the burden to its original source. Remember, do not accept loads that are not yours. Comment, I am responsible for myself and my limits. To make it clear that you value your personal boundaries. Any effort you make will be followed by criticism. For these people, the world is an imperfect place, and nothing or no one satisfies them. The problem? They project these dissatisfactions onto you, often undermining your self-confidence in the process. To neutralize the eternal critics, stop seeking their approval. If you know you have done your best, that is enough. Respond calmly and objectively to unfair criticisms, changing the subject when necessary. Your peace is worth more than any outside opinion. With narcissists, every conversation turns into a monologue about themselves. It may seem harmless at first, but over time, you realize that there is never space for your opinions, feelings, or needs. Your energy is drained around them. The best strategy is to establish emotional boundaries. If the conversation starts to revolve exclusively around them, subtly change the focus to something neutral or politely exit. Maintaining emotional distance is the most powerful tool against narcissism. Have you identified someone or some of these profiles in your life? Remember, protecting your energy is an act of self-love. Recognize these people, apply limits, and invest your attention in those who truly value you. Comment: I choose to live with clean energy and healthy relationships to reaffirm your commitment to quality of life. Now that you know the 8 types of people you should never help, it is time to take an even more important step. Put this knowledge into practice and protect your emotional, mental, and physical energy. Let's recap the main profiles and understand how keeping them away can bring transformative impacts to your life. Energy vampires live by sucking your vitality with incessant complaints and problems. They leave you exhausted, but rarely bring solutions to what they face. On the other hand, envious people are true threats to your success, always ready to diminish your achievements, while you only expect support and honesty. Manipulators, in turn, transform your kindness into a tool for their own interests, using veiled techniques of guilt and distorting situations in their favor. We also talked about the ungrateful, who ignore all the effort you make to help them and still continue demanding more. And the lazy, who prefer to use your goodwill as a boost to avoid responsibilities, rooting the comfort zone. We also have the irresponsible, who reject the consequences of their own decisions and blame others. The eternal critics, who are never satisfied. And finally, the narcissists, who turn any situation into an extension of themselves, leaving every emotional relationship unilateral. Each of these profiles functions in a corrosive way, wearing down your confidence, patience, and serenity. Perhaps you have already identified some of these behaviors in people around you. The most important thing now is to understand that the responsibility for keeping these individuals at a distance or under control is in your hands. Not helping those who only take from you is an act of self-love. Saying no does not make you less generous. On the contrary, it is a clear sign of someone who knows how to respect their own limits. Try to remember that your time, your energy, and your resources are limited. Every time you invest in someone who does not deserve it, you may be preventing someone genuine, who really needs and values your help, from receiving the necessary support. By establishing clear and healthy boundaries, you open space for relationships based on fair exchange, reciprocity, and mutual respect. Imagine how your life will be when you stop carrying the weight of negative, manipulative, or ungrateful people. Your energy will be directed towards more significant projects and connections, and you will have more space to flourish and grow. So, take care of yourself, preserve your peace, and invest in what truly contributes to your happiness. You deserve a full life filled with balanced and healthy relationships. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment here. I take care of my energy, protect my space, and choose who deserves my help. Saying this is a powerful declaration that you are taking this transformation seriously and that you deserve to be surrounded by people who add to your life. We have reached the end of this transformative content. If you made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you are committed to protecting your energy, strengthening your relationships, and investing in what really matters. Not everyone has the courage to look at these profiles and face the necessary changes, but you are ready for this. And that is a trait of someone determined to win. Now I want to know, which of these profiles did you recognize more in your daily life? Share in the comments, And let's help each other identify these behaviors so that more people can avoid falling into these emotional traps. Remember that you are not alone in this journey. We are all here to grow together. And here is my final invitation. If you made it this far, comment now. I made it to the end. I am persistent. I will win. Declaring this is an act of strength, a way to commit to your own growth. Also, I recommend that you watch 2 other contents that I prepared, especially to deepen this learning and help you even more to protect your energy and your peace. They are on the final screen, ready for you to take the next step in this transformation. Thank you for being here. You have already taken a big step by learning to identify who deserves or does not deserve your help. Now, apply this and find the emotional freedom you deserve.